Do you just hate this word for no reason at all? I mean, what does math even matter? You ask someone, what is math? And I'm sure most of the time you'll get this face. Well, math always feels like an intelligence pressure. Either you're clever and try to attempt it, or you face the commonly accepted conclusion that you're mentally inferior, and you live the rest of your days happy with your acceptance of defeat. But seriously though, what is math? Let me tell you what that whole exercise really stands for. If you ask someone who's not interested in math, or someone who doesn't know much about math, to define math, then they would actually just try to define math. One would say math is about patterns, or that math is impossible to define in one word, or math is a language, or logic is the math of truth, or algebra is the math of relationships, or math is this, math is that. No. Here's the thing. The only rational thing to do when someone asks you what is math is to actually start asking them questions. Like, what time do you wake up in the morning? Or, how old are you? How many years have you hated math? Pun intended. Or, how's your savings looking? The key to knowing what math really is to not look at math and look at your nature. Try to look at your surroundings to see if you can visualize math. You know what? Actually, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Johnny, and I am a time traveler. And I have met some good friends in different timelines. Let's go back in time and see what my friends think of math, shall we? Hello?
Oh, hi there, Johnny. I've heard you have friends who want to know what math is. Well, today, you're in luck, because I'm going to try to explain math as easy as possible. Have you ever gotten into an argument and lost? Well, fear not. Math is here to help. You may think that all that math is a piece of work and only causes headaches. Well, that assumption is wrong. Math uses logic and reasoning to break down problems and arguments into simpler statements that you can then analyze to determine the truth. For more complicated statements, one can turn to truth tables. If you dive deeper into the topic, you'll find more complex tools that you can use to win your arguments. When you are good enough at logic and reasoning, you can apply this to multiple parts of your life, not just to win arguments. Another tool you can add to your arsenal are axioms and axiomatic systems. Axioms are prepositions that are presumed as a truth. Join a couple of these together, and you create an axiomatic system. From these systems, you can then derive theorems. More on that later. Now put yourself in a situation where you feel overwhelmed, anxious even. Try using abstraction. Simply put, try breaking down the situation into much simpler aspects. This allows you to focus on each piece of the problem individually and solve it in a much more organized manner. Well, that's all, folks. My friend Johnny can take it from here.
So, did you learn something? Well, I have another friend that might show you another perspective of math. Let's see where he is right now.
Ho, you wanna learn what math is, hmm? What's that? Sets? Oh, I'll tell you all about sets. I mean, they always ask me, what's that all about? Well, you see, a set is a collection of objects, elements, or anything really that share common properties within the members or elements. An example would be a set of mammals. You could group together a monkey, a seal, and a dog, each of which being completely different animals, but they would still be classified as mammals. Animals that lay eggs, like chickens, and most types of fish, don't fit in this category or set because they don't meet the characteristics or properties of being mammals. Another would be the set of primary colors, being red, blue, and yellow, with the rest of the colors not belonging to this category. Now, everything I've given as an example are finite sets, meaning they can be counted or limited. If we're talking about infinite sets, then these would be the sets that can't be counted, such as the set of positive integers or the set of negative integers. While we're on the topic of integers, why don't I tell you about my friend with multiple personalities, numbers? Why multiple personalities, you ask? Well, it's because numbers can be written in many forms, through numeration. Get this, the number 100 can be written as 100 or x. The fact that numbers don't necessarily have to be numbers to be represented is important, like in computers where numbers can be represented as ones or zeros. Not only that, but with the help of modulus, big numbers can be represented into smaller ones, like in the case of representing time in minutes and remaining seconds rather than in total seconds. Furthermore, numbers can have set patterns in shapes, like the golden ratio. When applied to design specifically, it creates an organic, balanced, and aesthetically pleasing composition, or like how geometry is used in art, measurement, and architecture.
Oh, he's gone. I guess that's it for him. I have one more friend though. This may be the last time jump for today, or I might disrupt the flow of time. Let's go.
Hello there. Do you still want to know more about how wonderful and magnificent math can be? Well, try to think of a number like the distance from your home to school. Imagine, with this number, you are able to know how long it would take for you to walk there, or perhaps how much would you have to spend for gas money or public transport. You might be able to answer this question when you're done doing so, but what's the fun in that? Plus, it wouldn't be wonderful if you say in a cool tone, "Keep the change," only to know that you're lacking 1 peso from your fare. Maybe, perhaps, mayhaps, there's a way to easily answer these questions. Well, lucky for you, there's this thing called functions. Imagine a magical box where you feed it some numbers and it would spit out some numbers. Well, it's no magic, because it's all done with math. These functions could answer some of your questions, such as how much time would be spent traveling, or how much do you need to pay for taxes. Using functions, the number it spit out is related to the number you're feeding it. Something to note though, we technically aren't feeding a magical box, as function requires some values as input to generate an output. Also, it is not powered by magic. Rather than hate math, we embrace it, especially when math has made our lives easier in ways you might not have imagined. From producing weather forecasts, managing the limited resources of our planet, learning about the complexity of the universe and of life. Well, not only that, with math, humans have managed to create wonderful things such as colorful artworks, expressive musical pieces, swift-moving machinery. There's so much more humans could do with math. We could truly say that math has made life wonderful.
Well, there you go. I hope you get to know what math is in your own nature. You have to understand that math is an enormously large topic, so you don't have to know the entirety of math. Just remember, only by abandoning math's connection to reality could we discover reality's true nature. Now, if someone asks, "What is mathematics?" how would you answer?